Imagine this. You save money for months, pack your bags, book the flight, and finally you land in Australia, one of the most beautiful places on Earth. You check into a hostel, throw your backpack onto the bed, message your family that you arrived safely. Everything feels exciting. New country, new people, a fresh start. That night, you fall asleep smiling, and nobody ever sees you again. This video is about three killers, different decades, different places, but every victim shared one thing in common. They were far from home, and they trusted the wrong person. Welcome back. This channel covers the cases most people avoid talking about. No exaggeration, no fake mystery, just the truth. Tonight we're going to Australia, and by the end of this video, you may never look at solo travel the same way again. Let's begin. A 21-year-old German backpacker is traveling through Australia alone. She's careful, smart, always updates her family. Nothing about her feels reckless. One night, she checks into a hostel in Sydney. She eats with other travelers, laughs with them, sleeps normally. The next morning, she heads toward the highway and starts hitchhiking, because at the time, that was common for backpackers in Australia. A man pulls over. Friendly smile, relaxed voice. He offers her a ride. She gets in. It's the last confirmed moment she's ever seen alive. Her name was Simone Schmidl, and police believe she became one of Ivan Milat. Ivan Milat didn't look unusual. Quiet, worked on roads, lived a normal life. Nobody around him suspected anything. Between 1989 and 1993, young backpackers began disappearing along the Hume Highway. British tourists, German travelers, young people exploring the world. Milat would offer them rides, then drive them deep into Belanglo State Forest, remote bushland, silent, isolated. That's where investigators later found the bodies, buried beneath branches and leaves. Some victims had been shot, others showed signs of torture. Two victims had been traveling together. Even that didn't save them. What makes this case so disturbing is how ordinary everything looked beforehand. A ride, a conversation, a normal day. Then suddenly, nothing. Milat was finally arrested after a surviving backpacker recognized him from a news report. One phone call changed everything. He was convicted of 7 murders, and even in prison, he refused to fully confess. 7 families never got complete answers. The next case is disturbing for a different reason. Because the killer wasn't alone. Someone else knew and stayed silent. South Australia, 1976. Over just a few months, 7 young women disappeared, one after another. Small town, empty roads, very few witnesses. The killer was Christopher Worrell, young, charming, easy to trust. Traveling beside him was his roommate, James Miller, and according to Miller, he tried to stop the murders. That's what he claimed. But he never called police, not once. He drove with Worrell, helped move bodies, knew exactly what was happening, and said nothing. The most frustrating part came later. Christopher Worrell died in a car crash before ever facing trial. No courtroom, no explanation, no real justice for the families. One victim was never identified. Even today, she's known only as The unknown woman. Somewhere, there may still be a family waiting for answers. The final case feels different. Not because it's more violent, but because the killer looked completely ordinary. Frankston, 1993. A quiet suburb outside Melbourne. The kind of place where people feel safe walking home at night. Then, within 6 weeks, 3 women were murdered. Public streets, parks, open areas. Fear spread quickly. Women stopped walking alone. Parents started driving their children everywhere. Everyone felt the same thing. Someone dangerous was living among them. His name was Paul Denyer, 21 years old. Quiet, normal looking. Had a girlfriend. Police interviewed him early on, but weren't even certain he was responsible. Still, something felt wrong. Eventually, he confessed. Calmly. He explained how he chose victims, how he followed them, and during questioning, he admitted he felt nothing afterward. No guilt, no remorse, nothing. One victim, Elizabeth Stevens, was only 18. Another, Debbie Freem, was a young mother who stepped out briefly to buy milk. Her baby was later found alone at home. Still waiting for her to come back. The youngest victim, Natalie Russell, was 17 years old. She was riding her bicycle home from school. 17. Denyer received life in prison, but every time he applies for parole, the families are forced to relive everything again. Every victim in this video had a normal day before it happened. They made plans, messaged people, thought about ordinary things. Nothing felt unusual. That's what makes stories like these so difficult to sit with. Most victims never realize they're in danger until it's already too late. These people weren't foolish. They simply crossed paths with someone capable of terrible things. So before this video ends, check in on the people you care about. Say the things you keep delaying, because the families in these cases would give anything for one more normal day together. One more conversation, one more hug, one more goodbye. Their names deserve to be remembered.